Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Trainz Railroad Simulator. Today we're going to be taking a look at a route. We're going to be taking a look at the Midwest Grain and Terminal route, available as freeware from Jointed Rail. It's one of the better freeware routes out there, one of the nicest, and one of the largest. And of course it's available from Jointed Rail, so it's got a lot of their stuff included with it. That really makes this route worth looking at. Not to mention they have content packs that go along with the route, so as you can see I have one of those content packs here. I hope to get to all of them whenever finances allow me to own them all. So let us go down the line. Boogity boogity boogity. Zoom out here, and as you guys can see, it is a pretty darn big route. It's kind of essentially two rectangles slapped together with terminals on either end. It's a decent sized yard, decent size interchange and such on either end. Over here we've got Pioneer, I assume, with a U.S. Freezer Company industry over here, and then some locomotive servicing, and just a huge yard for the massive grain trains that you'll be running on this route, because that is the entire theme of this route, is the Midwest grain, as the name implies. This right here is pretty much the scenery for the entirety of the route. Now luckily it is Trainz, so it doesn't take very long to sit here and go through it. We've got another terminal right here, another portal. So lots of opportunities to have trains running in and out and around this route. Lots of opportunities for AI. And of course, lots of grain elevators. So lots and lots of opportunity for road switching, heavy switching and such. And we even have some passenger operations. So here's it's kind of entertaining. It's a pretty decently busy train station out in the middle of nowhere, but you know, there are passenger stations along the route. So it is set in a more modern time period. Amtrak would be a normal sight to see, I assume. Like I said, the whole route is this right here. Just miles and miles and miles of nothing. Just farmland. But you know, some people like it. It's not my cup of tea. I've driven through this part of the country so many times, and I despise it with a passion. The route itself is not based on any particular prototypical railroad. It's just kind of based on the Midwest farm country, which is cool in a sense. It is kind of a part of the country that really gets overlooked a lot with train simulators. We really just don't see anything from the Midwest. Granted, a lot of your industry is going to be the same across all the Midwest. It's going to be farming industry. The better part of the Midwest United States is flat, open country like this. So a lot of it is just this farming industry: grain, rice, corn, whatever else you would probably decide to grow in such a large plot of land that would need transportation by way of train. So that is what is all over this route. Pretty much just major farming industries, and some small ones like this around it. So detail wise, you kind of get away with a lot of things because this is how it looks. There ain't a lot of trees, there ain't a lot of big, tall anythings out here. I mean, the biggest, tallest thing is freaking grain elevators. in my opinion, this is the most boring place in the United States to drive through. Holy crap, if you get stuck driving end to end, you will feel like you've been driving for days. Because there ain't nothing out here. It's just farmland. But some people enjoy it. Some people like it. And that's not to say the route doesn't include a whole lot of opportunity for switching, road switching, heavy mainline service, passenger, you name it, you can find it on this route. I mean, heck, here we got a lumber industry. Here we got kind of a small private farm or something. Nice bridge opportunity. Got another locomotive servicing facility over here. Grain, passenger station. Something. A logistics joint. Cold water station. This is the middle of the route. We're in the little kind of Y area right here. But another smallish yard. Not a ton going on here. Looks like kind of a steel company. Yeah, steel company, canning company. Some of these freight stops do have jointed rail multi-industries on them. I don't know if all of them are set up. I won't lie, I haven't operated this route a whole ton. Again, it's neat. It's just not my personal forte. So I couldn't tell you whether or not all of them are set up as industries. But they are there for those of you that like the ability to load and unload freight and such. What on earth is going on with this? That doesn't look good. That looks like a checker flag. Now that is something to take note of with this route. It is old. It has been around a while. So let's see. Go to Jointed Rails website here. Midwest Grain. Here's version 2.0. I think they're on version 3.0. Let's see. We got August 31st, 2013 is the last time this version was updated. So big one. Yep, 3.0. Now again, it is freeware, but it's 10 years old. And a lot of things have changed in Trainz in 10 years. Obviously, it's made for TS12. A lot of things have changed, or gone outdated, or simply don't work anymore. So you will have to take note. There are going to be things like this along the route. It is going to have missing assets. There's not much you can do about it. Some of the assets you can find with a Google search. If you just put in the CUID on Google, it might pull it up. Bit of a long shot with that, but you know, worth a try if you really want to take the time to do so. Or if you're a route editor, or you don't mind tinkering a little bit with a route, stuff like this is pretty easy to fix, and it's pretty easy to upgrade and update this route. The track all works perfectly. All of the signaling works nice. There's a lot of potential with this route to be able to bring it up to modern standards. You know, crossing gates and whatnot could stand to be animated and such. But, you know, there's a lot of really good bones with this route. Kind of a fun little, maybe a milk joint right here. That makes sense for out here. Capital Fuel. Nope, I was wrong. Let me go back to the direction that we started from. There's not a lot in the form of curves. Now it is nice, as you can see, it's not perfectly flat. Credit where it is due. It is not a dead perfect flat route. I mean, you can see this grade right here without a doubt. But they are, they're not, goodness gracious, bam, we're in a grade. Like, they're the gentle rolling hills, curves, and such that you kind of expect in a place like this. There's a fun little scene. It's also very kind of dead. Not a lot of cars, not a lot of people. You'll find them in odd spots. Like, some of the roads are animated. Cars are barely crawling along. But, yeah, it could stand to have more cars and people around on it. So maybe some boats out here in the river. That's around this square, so let's go back over to here. We'll go up this way. Very nice little flags. Flag industry. Propane. Oh, fun little bridge, too. What do we got here? Transloading. Whatever you dump out of an 18-wheeler. A lot of the route is 2-track mainline. There are some odd spots where it does shrink down to a single track, but not enough so that it would screw around with your AI, I don't think. So if you were really committed to setting up a scenario on this route, it wouldn't be terribly hard to set up an AI train to run, or a bunch of AI trains to run around, do some switching and such while you do whatever you wish. I tell you, I do not miss driving through this side of the country. It's just, there's not a lot going on out here. There is and there isn't at the same time. If you like to see things like the mountains, it loses its luster real quick. So here's the other end of the route, probably the more busy end of the route as far as industrial goes. We got all sorts of little industries and such in here, ripe for doing some heavy switching if you're into switching or whatever might float the boat. Something going on over here. What looks like something going on over here, like a lumber or something. There's a joint there. Maybe old track work. That's what that looks like, old track work. It's been since disused. Handful of industries over here. Pretty nice sized one right there. What is this? Steel. But yeah, spots like this, what I was talking about, they just seem kind of dead. No, there's nothing parked out here. No trucks, no people, no nothing around these industries. They're just kind of placed, and that's that. Yeah, the ground texturing's pretty nice too overall. Just the complete and utter lack of life on the route is kind of nerve-wracking. It can very, very much seem dead. This looks like a wood chip loader. Ag core. Kind of interesting. What do we got going on over here? Something like coal. It is not listed as anything though. Huh. I would think that'd be load or unload or something. So that would be an opportunity for somebody to set something up if they so please to. Got what looks like a scrap joint over here. Plastics. Another train station. Some more industrial items. Industrial areas. A pretty decent sized rail yard. We got a nice big locomotive servicing facility over here. A little bit more servicing in here. Got another train station right back here. And a really big yard. It just kind of goes off into the nothings back there, and back here. So there's plenty of little offshoots to merge other routes on if you so cared to do so. Another industry here. Nice big grain operation right here. Pretty big elevator. Small stop there. Another big grain elevator. Some other various industries right here. So some nice switching opportunities right here. Now it would seem there's plenty of opportunity for some point A, point B operations. Again, you would probably have to set up a lot of the jointed rail multi-industries if you wish for them to be point A, point B. But just as it sits, there's a lot of opportunity for my favorite. I like road switching. It gives me the opportunity to get out on the main line, let a train get up some speed and move, and then once I get bored of that, I'm almost to some place where I can do some switching and such. So I like road switching, and there's a lot of opportunity for it. Got a nice big industry going on right here. Balloon track, loader, Cargill. It's like a power joint. A lot more going on this side of the route, without a doubt. The other side is more that open main line. Let the train go and forget it. Whereas over here, there's a lot more just kind of small industries all up and down the track. Some old track infrastructure. And we're at the middle of the route where we go back to the cold water area. So that is the entirety of the Midwest grain route. Very nice overall. Lots of opportunities to do whatever one could possibly want to do. Lots of opportunities for really anything. So let's set the track up here and we'll run something for a little bit. Because why not? Set it up so that we're going in a direction that isn't simply exiting the route. We all know me. I love steam, so we're gonna run some steam. Big open route like this. Prairie happens to be the right, perfect locomotive for some fun. And as such, that's what we were going to operate. I would have used some other passenger cars, but weirdly enough, for the Santa Fe, there's really not a lot of new rolling stock options. There's, as far as passenger cars goes, there's really nothing at all that has been made that's new. So I'm kind of stuck using these wildly outdated heavyweights. Now, a lot of the route is decently high speed, so there's a lot of places where it's up to like 70, 75 mile an hour. 50, 55 seems to be the slowest that you'll get on mainline services, and then yards are set up around 20-ish mile an hour. So it's pretty nice, you know. We're not at a dead crawl all around the route. And it doesn't murder my frame rates either. Look at it, I'm running 111 right now, and I've got plenty of rolling stock just sitting here. There's no auto triggers, so that is one thing that could stand to be upgraded along the route. No bell triggers, no horn triggers, no nothing for the AI to set off a whistle or something. But this kind of country here, historically speaking, is exactly what these particular style of locomotives are built for. It's kind of nice. If you're a fan of the prairie type, prairies were typically designed in the United States for either logging, or they were built for the open plains like this, where they could get up and run. So that's what the design's for. Just get up and run. So that's kind of cool. Kind of different. It is kind of entertaining though that this model tops off of, oh, well, maybe it's slowly gathering some go. Yeah, it's slowly gathering. But overall, it runs pretty good. You know, there's no weird jerkiness, no weird kinks in the track that I've managed to find. The grades are pretty smooth. It is kind of funny that the edges of the mat, they are single baseboard. I imagine that's one of the reasons that this route doesn't punch my frames too much. It is for the most part single baseboard all the way across this route, so you're staring at the edge of the route a lot, and there are things like the portal over here that stand out like a really sore thumb. Is it horrible? Nah. But on such a flat, open area for choice, it is really noticeable when there's anything out of the ordinary. Like right here, yeah, this looks absolutely normal. But anyway, I think we've gone far enough. You guys can kind of see. There's no point in me going all the way around this route. So, anywho's, that is the Midwest grain, available from Jointed Rail in all of its many different versions. the latest version, I do believe, being that 3.0. It is freeware. You don't have to pay for it. Most of the assets are available either on the download station or through Jointed Rail. So there are, again, some things that you'll have to go look for if you're bound and determined to have everything that this route could possibly have. Otherwise, you'll have to do some editing here, there, and everywhere to get rid of old, outdated assets and replace them with newer items. But overall, it is a neat route. It has a nice, neat core to it with a lot of potential for updates and upgrades. So, and Jointed Rail has like 4 content packs available for this route. I'll be doing a video on pack number 4 pretty soon. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Link in the description, and I will see you guys next time.